We're back again. This is gonna be episode. Is this 18? Let's do a quick fact check, man. I like that we're getting close to 20, and I can't believe like we've been this consistent. Well, I can't believe it because you and me are hardworking.
Yeah.
But this is everything's everything, and this is going to be episode. Y'all bear with me one quick second. Episode 19. 19. Yo, y'all were almost out the teens. Thank you again for everybody who's watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, engaging with the shorts, the social media page. I'm still trying to crack the code on TikTok. I promise y'all, it's like TikTok does not respect like thoughts. It respects dances and trends. So I'm still trying to figure out how we can grow our presence on TikTok. If y'all would like to follow the TikTok and, like, share it, whatever the case may be. But I'm your host, Stephon, here at my boy.
Your boy, Jiggy.
And we're here to bring you another great episode. I mean, it's been a great week. It's been an eventful week. I think just to start, I want to give a quick monologue and a thanks to Dr. Martin Luther King. This past Monday was Dr. Martin Luther King Day. So many things that you can take from his legacy, what he gave back to not just the country but the world, his stance on liberation and leading people through love and changing people through nonviolence. I mean, you can go on and on. And in his remembrance, I want us to take the time, right, especially in the Christian community, to really remember what Dr. King stood for, because I feel like right now there's a moment in time where we're not remembering what it is that we're supposed to reflect in the world if you follow Christ, right? And the reason why I say that is because during this week, Minnesota is, I'm not going to say it's in turmoil, but there's a lot of protests happening. I think you've seen the images of some of like the militias that's been forming out there, that people are standing up against ICE and fighting for their freedoms and fighting for their rights. And we're in that critical moment now where, more of us are probably got to get active and be more vocal about these things. There was a protest at a church where a group of people protested because I wasn't sure if it's the pastor himself or maybe if it was a deacon or another prominent member of the church was suspected to be an ICE agent. They were saying, like, how can you sit here and preach the word of God when you have people doing ungodly things to people, quite literally snatching people out their homes? Clearly a woman was just shot like a dog in the street. Reporter Don Lemon was there to capture and record and chronicle this. And Nicki Minaj took to social media to say all types of disparaging and homosexual things towards Don Lemon, and saying how dare he wouldn't have done this to any other religion. And I just want to stop the rhetoric that Christians are some type of like pity party. That was never the goal. That was never the thing. If you actually read your Bible, you will know that it's actually a pleasure to be persecuted. You can look no further than the story of, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm still getting better at these monologues, so I'll be a little nervous when I get into these subjects, right? But Paul and Silas, sorry, the names were slipping from my mind real quick, but Paul and Silas, who were jailed because they were preaching the word of God and actually even exorcised a demon from a woman and were thrown into jail. They didn't say, oh my God, how dare they? They wouldn't dare do this to any other religion, or it wasn't this victimhood mentality where, we have to be so anti this. Like, we're not supposed to be anti anything. We're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world, right? And it's getting harder to probably discern like what are true Christian values versus the quote unquote evangelical and some of the right-wing propaganda that's being pushed on the people. So I think right now it's a time for us to speak up, and when people like Nicki Minaj misrepresent us and call someone like Don Lemon a homophobic slur, that is not how we lead with anything. It was so out of bounds and embarrassing, and to feel like the faith being attached to that just felt awful. So I wanted to try to open up by, once again, honoring Dr. Martin Luther King and remembering his great deeds and his contributions, and like I said, the way he loved and the way he spoke to bring people together through unity and through his faith. Let's not get the message misconstrued, and let's go back and remember and look at what the church did during those civil rights movements to help bring people together and to fight for something that was necessary, to fight for the people who probably couldn't fight for themselves. In Dr. King's remembrance, there was a documentary that was released late last year called The Dirty Work, and that is based off one of Dr. Martin Luther King's right-hand men, who, once again, y'all, bear with me because I'm so bad with names. Yes, Andrew Young. Please check out that documentary. I think it's on YouTube right now for free. It was airing on, I think that was MSNBC or CNN, one of the two. But regardless of the fact, it's for free on YouTube, called The Dirty Work. Check it out. It'll give a lot more insight into how we should be representing ourselves if you're going to, hold the faith right and keep it on the right path. But with that being said, Jiggy, why don't you go ahead and bring us into our first topic of the day?
Well, yeah, before I get to the first topic, bro, I'm glad you brought up that topic. Before coming in here, it seemed like you definitely had a lot to get off your chest about that topic. I'm glad you did. It helps people understand that situation. But just also helping people understand, that, you can't take everything that certain people say too far. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
So, but I appreciate that, bro. You even, informed me there. But going into our next topic, leading off of that, bro, a great question that I did have, right? Just seeing everything that's going on. And, we definitely seen, what's going on in Greenland. And Venezuela. And things of that nature. And it just arose a question of, like, is America the big bad bully?
Whew, is America the big bad bully?
Yeah, absolutely. So that question came up, bro. And, I wanted to just get more into it. But the most important thing I thought about it was just like, this is not something new.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we've been doing this before, and it's like, do you want to be punched in your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Or do you want to do the punching?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like the world we live in order to survive.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Like Charles Darwin, survival of the fittest. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, I know in these type of situations, and, we look at these other countries like Venezuela, like just, overtaking them. It looks like the person that was leading them, to them, they felt like he was a dictator.
Right.
Trump, and to them, they felt like, I'm glad we're free.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So in those thought processes, like, it's hard to judge, like, are we really bullying that situation, which they may appreciate that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, come on, let's just be
right.
We know what it's about.
Exactly.
It's about the resources.
We gotta get that off.
You get what I'm saying? And whatever you believe, as long as I get what I want,
right.
That's fine.
Right. Two birds, one stone.
Two birds, one stone. Now, yo, bro. So I want to pose this question to you. Is America the big bad bully? And please, bro, give me some of that insight that you have about that.
Oh man, is America the big bad bully? Does a wolf like sheep? you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Of course, I mean, America has been for a long time, and that's the thing. America virtue signals a lot, right? And to kind of go along with my point, I'm just going to play a quick clip for y'all. Make sure the volume is loud enough.
If a lie is repeated often enough, it stops sounding like a lie. That's how perception is shaped and power is protected.
My guy, Malcolm X. He deserves a holiday, by the way. We need a Malcolm X Day.
He definitely does, right?
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
1,000%.
Just not in February.
Not in February.
Make it some other so we can have more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replace Halloween with Malcolm X Day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, to answer your question, bro, for sure. But America was founded off bullying.
Yeah.
They bullied people onto slave ships and brought them over here. They bullied natives off their land. America's been bullying for a long time, and it's nothing new. The situation with Greenland, it got so hectic, right?
Yeah. That
when Trump first announced it, I was very perplexed. I'm like, is this a president or a mob boss? I can't tell by the way he's talking, because he's like, Greenland is, our top priority, and it's essential to our security, and, we need it. We want it, and we're going to get it. And I'm just kind of like, well, that's not how that works, right? I mean, it is a part of Denmark. They're a part of NATO. Those are your allies, supposedly.
Yeah.
You announced over the weekend 25% tariffs on like 8 NATO nations, including like Greenland. I think it was, Denmark. It was France and Italy and the United Kingdom. Every major powerhouse, basically, that is in Europe, they sent troops over there.
Yeah.
The European allies sent troops over to Greenland. Just you know how it is, bro. You ever been in a situation where you just kind of look and you might have to lift your shirt, you just gotta flash something real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Just letting you know I
like,
got
just
it.
letting you know, like, hey, I ain't on that, but we can be on that. You know what I'm saying?
Just a reminder, yep.
And in Davos, the World Economic Meetings in Davos, which country is Davos in? Y'all, it's been a long day. I'm forgetting all the names and all my points. But I think it's Sweden. I think it's Davos, Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was correct. Davos, Sweden. He spoke. It looks like cooler heads might have prevailed because, all the world powers are there. All the biggest tech leaders, from Elon Musk to you name it, they're all in one place speaking. And prior to him speaking on Wednesday, the Dow was down 700 points like Monday. You know what I'm saying? Complete market sell-off, and worries that like this could lead to something much greater than just tariffs. But even the tariffs were a headache. And how are we bullying in 2026? How are we trying to live life like a might makes right in 2026? I thought humanity had like grown way past that.
Yeah.
Where we recognize sovereign nations, and you brought up a good point with like Venezuela, where like, I've seen people celebrate like, yo, the dictator was cruel, and he got him out of office. It's just such a slippery slope, because it's like, what nation has the right to just say, well, you get out of power and then we're in power? Like, being a sovereign nation is important in recognizing that people have the right to their borders and their culture, and you don't want to go back into time where it's like Napoleon and Rome and all these places that's going into places conquering. I mean, that happened not too long ago in World War II, where Hitler was just taking what he wanted.
Yeah.
So are we really going back in time? It's a crazy thought. It's a crazy situation that we're in, and this is a crucial moment in time where like humanity has to look themselves in the mirror and ask like, what is it that we want? Where do we want to be? What do we want for our children, for the next generation, the generation after that? What type of world are we going to be bringing them into?
It's so funny, bro. It's like we're the big America as a whole is a big bad bully, but it's also like the people inside of it are being bullied to make that kind of dream float.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Into this inflation and the different things that we have to do. It's just crazy. But you know what, bro? There was another topic that you had going into like the next topic. I forgot what it was. What was the next topic that we had?
Oh, the money. If money is a motive, or is money the root of all evil?
Bro, I feel like, coming in here, right, you had a great topic. You brought it up, right? And, I know, like last episode, I was telling everybody about Karl Marx.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And it's not about specifically everything he believed in, but let's just have inquiring thoughts and just push our thoughts. Because what he says, I'm not saying oppose to capitalism, but just let's think about how we're going to survive in this capitalistic world. Right. And Steph, you had a great point after watching it, and I just wanted to hear your point about that. About that quote you yourself.
So I just Jiggy had sent me because I wasn't fully familiar with Karl Marx or his theories or his way of thinking as far as it pertains to social economics, but I guess like he was arguing for communism, but not communism in the way that we know it, like through Cuba or some of the other horrible dictatorships that have taken place. But he was talking more so about a more pure standpoint where things are evenly spread out, which is almost like socialist type of ideas, giving humanity the freedom to express themselves, whether it be through one, like, not, he had an interesting point about like not being like stuck to a trade. You know what I'm saying? So like you could be a fisherman one day, be a carpenter the next, or whatever the case may be. Also like seeing yourself in the work. And he also just really spoke out about the exploitative nature of capitalism. And that's why it led me to think like is America a bully, and is the money the motive topic kind of being 2 in 1, because they kind of link. Like a lot of the things that you see now, right? To kind of bring it full circle, right? So the Dow's down 700 points, right? Wall Street is clearly saying like, no bueno, these tariffs is bad. This is bad for business. Trump eventually walks it back and says, oh, well, I don't plan on using force, you know? And then he goes even further, because like when he said that, I was like, okay, well, force could mean like not military force, which I didn't think it was going to go that far. Yeah. But force could also be, you know, financial, like with the tariffs. But then he walked that back, and you've seen the Dow, you know, rally about 900 points in 2 days. So you're seeing where, what do they pay attention to? It's like they're not even paying attention to people. They're paying attention to the money. Like if their money, if their bottom line is affected, then chances are, we'll react accordingly. Yep. Right? And that was our point with the capitalist point on the last pod, where we were talking about we have to choose how we spend our money. Like, if America is a bully and America is bullying its people, how do we fight? No bully really want to get punched in the face, but how do we actually punch that bully in the face? That's the question, and that's where, you know, my heart's to people in Minnesota trying to fight back, punching the bully back in the face and letting people know, like, hey, we're not going to be walked over. Like, you're not just going to invade our space and think you can treat us like second-class citizens in our own homes. That's insane. I mean, I think right now we're in such a pivotal time where it's like you can't be on the fence about anything. Like from previous to this, when the elections were going on between Trump and Kamala, it was like who you're voting for said more than just like your quote-unquote political views. Yeah. It said more about like your morals and what you're aligned with. And if you're so focused on money being your motive that you're willing to overlook people who are suffering, it's like you can't be in the same room as certain people.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's also too, bro, it's just the compounding value that it is created amongst us, right? Or amongst us, is going to keep going and going and going, bro. And in the future, bro, it's not going to be a point where we'll be able to measure up with the value that we created. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the capitalistic society is going to, for sure, show itself for what it really is at that point. And that's one of the great points, you know, or things I want people to take away from Karl Marx, if you take away anything else, or if you ever look at what he's doing, because it's very important to understand your value, number one, right? And then number two, it's also important to understand the value you create, right? And if you don't understand the value you create, you'll never understand your true value. And this you know, the society, it always allows you to create things and never get your full value for it. Right. So, you know, understanding different people's versions of what value is and how to make that value in society gives you a better light and a better understanding of yourself and how you create your own value. So, you know, I thought those were some great topics you brought up, bro, and I'm glad you explained it to the people to help them understand it from your point of view. Right. Even starting with your monologue, I feel like everything ties into one.
To this, and it does. And, you know, I want to expand on that. You said, like, people's value, like, how do we value people? Like, are we just valuing people based off their class? Are we valuing people based off their ability to work, if we can exploit that work? Are we valuing people based off a legal document that says they're allowed to be here or not allowed to be here? I feel like there's a lot of questions in, like, how are we valued? Are we valuing people based off their skin color again? Are we going to value people based off their religious beliefs? You know, those are the things that I'm seeing more and more often, that it makes things feel so conflated.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is one of the dumbest things I've seen.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny announces a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly there's these, like, I guess, I don't know if they're Christian, like, rock stars, or if they're Christian, like, country singers saying, we're going to have our own performance. I'm like, what type of petty tick-for-tack bullshit are we on?
Because they don't want to, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, like, you were never supposed to be this petty. Go watch the Bad Bunny performance. But I don't know if you listen to Bad Bunny. I don't know any Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
But I got like 6, shout out to my homie Wellington, who put me on the Bad Bunny from a while back. And there's at least 6 Bad Bunny songs that I really, really, really like. And he's a talented artist. I'm sure he's gonna have a great performance. But that's what I mean. It's like, are you not valuing him because he is a global superstar? But is he not valued, or you don't want to watch the show, or you want to have your own like pseudo protest because he's Hispanic? And he comes from an American territory. That's the crazy part about it, too, for those who are like, oh, I don't want to watch if it's not in English. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much things in this country that were bought of value that come from people who don't speak the same language as you?
But, you know, he represents a certain change in America that we've been trying to resist for the longest, which is Spanish and involving it in certain things that we do on a daily basis. It's here.
Right.
From jobs to a whole bunch of other things here. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, so-called, I don't want to say so-called, people who do feel like they're true Americans do not want to see something that is, you know, basically an American sport.
Right.
And then have that type of influence. And that's how they feel about it. Do I understand the context of where they're coming from? Yes, because they feel like they're true Americans.
Right.
And this is not where they see America going in the future.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But the change is here. You get what I'm saying? And we have to deal with it. We have to understand it. You get what I'm saying? And listen, go get you bilingual, get you some Spanish words.
Yeah,
man.
that's it.
This is a new wave. You know, get onto the wave. You know, get used to people come from different places. People speak different languages.
Get a coconut
You get
taco
what I'm
and
saying?
shut up.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's it. That's it. But that's the thing, bro. I mean,
coconut taco.
Bro, that's it. Get a coconut taco and shut up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just don't be understanding, like, because when I say I don't understand, it's like I get what they are doing, but it's like in my mind, it still don't be adding up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, let me ask you, do you think that money can be your motive and you have like a solid moral standing?
No. I truly don't think money can be your motive. You get what I'm saying? Because in reality, you know, money is an illusion, right? And you put value on money. Money doesn't put value on you. Right. So
I like that.
money can never be your motive, or it can never be my motive, I should say. Money can never be my motive. There's real humans out here. There's real life out here. There's real things to experience out here. There's real value out here, and nobody's ever gonna like change my mind on what actual value is in this world.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Value isn't just monetary.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, who don't like nice things, right?
Materialistic.
Like, who don't like feeling good about themselves?
Yeah.
Right. I get it. Like, but when money is your motive, it's like you cheapen yourself. It's like it could be bought. At that point, it's like any dollar amount, if I send it your way, like, hey, what's your number? I can match that number. Oh, you're willing to say this? You'll sell out this? You'll do this? To your point about America being even bullies and being bought, I mean, there's so much history in it, man. You guys can take the time to look at even certain indigenous tribes that fought colonizers and were winning.
Yeah.
And I mean, completely outclassing them. I mean, as much as we make a big deal about gunpowder and how that played into an advantage on people, you got to remember, like, muskets weren't the most efficient weapons of war. Like, one, they blew out smoke. A lot of times you were blind when you shot that shot. And that little heavy ball of lead only went maybe 15 feet. Someone, like, they had like machine
boy
guns.
brought up the muskets.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to reload, get the big stick. But, man, bro, these indigenous people were reloading there. I was like, wah-bah, like dome shots. Like, you talking about Call of Duty, and they invented guerrilla warfare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And their downfall was their own people, because their own people sold them out because they switched religious views or they took money, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you get destroyed from within. To answer your question, though, yeah, America's a bully. It's been a bully. It's been the biggest bully. And this ideal, like when I played that Malcolm X clip about the lies being told loud enough, it almost sounds true. Because for so long, America is supposed to be this like big, shining, guiding star, this moral standard for the world to follow. When people like you and I know, like, hell no. Yeah. The only reason America even has a moral standard is because of Black and indigenous people, and the whole concept of democracy came from us fighting and shedding our blood and our livelihood in the streets for generations just so we can sit here and talk on mics.
Yep.
Hell no. It wasn't this America, right? And going back to World War II, America never wanted to get involved in World War II. Like, Hitler was running rampant.
Yeah.
And crushing Europe. Countries falling like by the wayside. FDR and Winston Churchill had to have secret meetings, and he was pleading like, yo, please get involved, but they wouldn't have the support of the people or the Congress. It wasn't until the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor that America finally had a reason to get into the war, but it wasn't like they were just some, oh yeah, we're gonna go stand up for what's right. No, it's like at this point, you hit me, so I gotta hit back, and that was it. So that's why it's important to teach kids history.
Let me ask you a question, bro. You ever thought about this? How come if a white person says something about a Black person, it's racist, right? Mm-hmm. Even a Black person can say something about a white person, it's racist. Mm-hmm. But if I say something about a Jewish person, it's anti-Semitic. Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Isn't that if somebody says something like if the way Kanye is, isn't that? But wouldn't you consider that racist too?
Yeah, 100%. I think everything is just in context, putting it in proper historical context from that matter. When I'm thinking about it, as far as like Stephen or Kanye or whoever says something to who, depending on what's said, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's always going to be a greater historical like there's no white equivalent for the N-word. So when a white person says that word, or why they shouldn't say it, because there's a historical context for it. You know what I mean? Just things like that. We continue.
Yeah, no, I asked that because anti-Semitic is very specific, mm-hmm. and racist is very general.
Mm. Yeah, right? It is. It is. Right.
So you said context, right? Mm-hmm. Am I to question? I do question that sometimes us as people, us here in America, are not under the understanding that when it comes to anti-Semitic and racism, it's not under the same context.
Some of us may not be. Yeah, no, it's definitely not.
And I say that because people want the same reaction from people who are being anti-Semitic mm-hmm. to be the same as somebody being racist when it's not in the same context. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, how I feel about it, like, do I believe it's both? I believe they're both equally wrong. Mm-hmm. But people question why things are, how come this is look this way and this is this way when it's kind of the same thing, mm-hmm. when they never look at the fact that it's not in the same context.
Right. And like to your point about like, when you say racism, like to your point, I think when most people in America hear racism, they think Black or white. Yeah. But it could be Asian, it could be indigenous people, it could be Middle Eastern people, mm-hmm. It could be a myriad of things. Anti-Semitic is definitely specific to Jews, but and anti-Black, but it's probably the closest word we have. We don't necessarily have a word for it, but I think that comes off of another conversation we had where it's like, I believe in groups of people drawing a line. Yep. Like as someone who's studied a lot of Holocaust documentaries, read a lot of books, seen a lot of movies, I understand the greater historical context on why things should not be said in this manner or in this fashion, because these people were marginalized. They were they were murdered and slaughtered. It was genocide. It was mass genocide. And if you have a heart as a human, you'll understand that. Same thing why I say, for Black people, we don't always have that same unity. And this even comes with like certain figureheads in the media. Like, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Stephen A. Smith debacles. Stephen A. Man. Stephen A. apparently doesn't.
Chill, he about to be the president.
Oh my God. Yeah, let me tell you something. If Stephen A. ever became the president of America, I got two places I can pick. I can either choose to go back to Jamaica or I can go out to the Bahamas. Might split the two.
And you better take LeBron with you, because you know he's coming for LeBron.
LeBron, I ain't got that much reasons, bro. You're richer than me, dog. You'll be all right. Hey, listen, I heard like countries like Ghana were taking African Americans in who had skilled trades like plumbers and stuff like that. Yeah. They might need some hoopers. They might need some hoopers too. Can you imagine LeBron in Ghana balling? Oh my God. Economy up. Let me go buy some land.
Yeah, he probably from there. He just don't know it.
He just don't know it, bro.
He do know it. He just talk about
Ancestry.com. Even though it probably be lying.
Yeah.
Bro, it be lying. I be seeing people come back with Ancestry.com like, oh, I'm like 10% German. Shut up.
No. A year later, now they're 10%.
Now they're 10%.
Swedish.
It's Swedish.
It changes.
Everything. But like to your point, like the talk was on Joy Reid. Mm-hmm. Joy Reid and Stephen A. It's a lot of names. Y'all, it's a lot of names today. If y'all don't know, I'm bad with names. That's why I be having to have these notes ready. But Joy Reid and Stephen A.'s been going back. And he's one of those people, then, that's like, like you talk about not being in the same vein, or like us not being able to maybe garner some of the same, which I think we're starting to. I think a lot of us are more unified, especially since the pandemic, since George Floyd. It's so much from Stephen A., but I'll use the one I remember very clearly, and it's probably the easiest example: the mishandling of Kyrie. You look how Stephen A. treated and attacked Kyrie for simply not taking a shot during the COVID pandemic, and how he treated Aaron Rodgers. Two totally different things. Stephen A. has had a lot of smoke for Kyrie. He's had a lot of smoke for LeBron James. He's had a lot of smoke for Michelle Obama. He's had a lot of smoke for Joy Reid. He's had so much smoke for his own people. But I've seen Stephen A. literally interview people who say, like, this is the most blatant racist thing towards Black people on Twitter, and call them, that's my friend.
Or they say, what'd you say about my wife?
Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
I didn't say anything. I don't know about marriages. I'm sorry.
That's it. Completely sidestepped Serena Williams' husband on national TV.
Me? I said something. No, I would never say anything about marriage.
She's a lovely lady. She's a world champion, a great tennis player. Stephen A., I make billions of dollars. You stay in your place. Okay. Tap dancing, man. Tap dancing. It ain't no fun when, the quarters start getting flung at your feet. You got to start tapping.
Yeah.
Got to start tapping, don't you, boy? But, man, bro, I mean, all in all, to bring it together, people, we really want y'all to understand that we may live in hard times, but community is something that we all have. Like, really lean in with each other, really bond together, really look at your neighbor and just be supportive. If you never spoke to your neighbor before, now's a chance to really get to learn and understand people, Some neighbors might be jerks, though. If your neighbor's a jerk, I ain't gonna lie to you.
You start
Don't treat them with kindness. Don't show no, like Jamaica said, don't show no bad fears. But listen, let's come together as a people, bro. In a more fun topic, J. Cole, Jermaine Cole,
bro. Let me, listen. I can't wait for his album to come out. Right. Mm-hmm. Everybody, hating on J. Cole, but they don't realize, like, bro, it wasn't his beef in the begin with. You get what I'm saying? Like, imagine you have a group. You had a group of friends. It's 3 of y'all, right? Mm-hmm. And these 2 friends really hate each other, right? But if any of them say anything to you with the smoke, You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you kind of realize, like, I don't really got a problem with them, but they do hate each other. And you do something with the other friend, and it's misinterpreted by the other friend. You get what I'm saying? And you're like, wait, I don't care if it's misinterpreted. I'm still gonna say, you know what? I'm jumping into something, and this really has nothing to do with me. Like, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all handle it. I'm gonna step over here. I know, bro. I heard, who was it that said this, right? They were like, Fat Joe. He said, nah, he bowed out. I can't listen to his music. Bro, listen, he's being smart. He's being smart. These dudes talked about each other's kids, these dudes' families, dead ones. Bro, what does J. Cole think about J. Cole as a rapper? What does he have to do with
any of those things?
Any of those things. I'm not even gonna say any of those things. Tell me how you feel about that, Brody.
You know I'm like a hip hop nerd.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Like
you know, my boy knows his stuff.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You ever seen Deadpool? You know, like what makes Deadpool like such a great character in comics is that he breaks the fourth wall. Like Deadpool says things as if he knows he's not in the comic book, right? These rappers are supposed to be entertainers. So it's like, I personally hate when my rappers that I fuck with break the fourth wall and now I can't look at you the same. Now, mind you, I love J. Cole. I'm gonna listen to that album. I'll probably even buy the album. However, Cole, you just have to understand that I'm the best rapper alive and nobody really wants it with me, blah, 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 blah. Them bars that you were spitting on, because to make a long story short with J. Cole's career went from being kind of like underappreciated because he couldn't be the pop sensation that Drake was, and he wasn't the cultural icon that Kendrick was from the conscious perspective. He was somewhere stuck, right? Like I said, middle child. He has a song called Middle Child. Really what he was. He was like the middle child between the critically acclaimed and the pop star. So when he apologized, it was like, bro, I respected it. That was cool. 7 Minute Drill was a horrible diss track. Like, it felt more like he was talking about, and he didn't have the venom. Let me tell you something. When you talk about hip hop, you talk about diss tracks.
He sounded like he didn't want to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He pulled a punch.
Yeah.
You can't make a diss track pulling a punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tupac didn't get on the mic and go, well, Biggie, I think I kind of might have had an infidelity with your wife. He said, no, I bleeped your bleep, you fat mother. You know what I'm saying? With the venom. Yeah. Beans and Jadakiss, venom.
Crazy.
Nas did not get on Ether and was like, well, Jay-Z, I don't know, kind of a meanie. No, Nas went out with the gunshots waiting. F Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
So did Jay-Z on Super Ugly.
Yeah, right. And on Takeover, Jay-Z ain't pull no punches on Takeover. Like, this is hip hop. And the thing is, just like if a rapper who's super thugged out, if you found out he was a rat, I'm sorry, like, you being the biggest gangster in the world, I don't necessarily want to hear that in your music like that. It doesn't mean the music can't be good or entertaining. My only thing for Cole is that now your pen has to be challenged. You got to find a different angle, because Cole can rap about whatever he wants to rap about. I think Cole's one of the top 15, top 20 greatest hip-hop artists of all time. But even the track he's rapping his life backwards, just like how Nas did on Rewind, and it's phenomenal. Beat's phenomenal. Rapping's phenomenal. It was just that one bar. But I get it, because he's talking about his life in the past. I don't really know where the feel of the album is going to be with the fall off. And I'm also kind of mad at Cole, only because I really want to hear Kendrick get him back. I at least wish he would have stood in it, just so I could hear what Kendrick would have had to say to all that. That's just the greedy fan in me, because I love a good back and forth. And I feel like that was a part of hip hop that kind of died because hip hop became so violent. Where like diss records weren't about, proving who's the best rapper anymore. Because of drill culture, it became about who's really up in the score in the streets. And I like that you could have had examples of like a rap feud not be be nonviolent.
So did this feud change your view? I know I'm not. Do you think this feud changed people's view of Drake?
Of Drake?
Yes.
1,000%.
Okay. And do you think that if J. Cole went through the same situation, what you view him now would have been way more or less than what he's viewed at now? If he went through that situation with Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh.
Or people, not you, but just in
No,
general.
no, I get it. Like,
If
let's
he
call
would've
it like
went-
the hip hop
he-
culture.
Yeah. If he lost 100 points by taking himself out of it, I think he would have lost by 500 points or 600 points by staying in it. This is my person. Now, I'm not saying he would have lost. I just don't think that situation was beneficial for him.
You seen Fridays? You got to fight, son. You use these. You live to see another day. Sometimes it don't matter if you lost the fight.
But it's
You
not.
gonna
But who did he really have beef with though? That's my thing about it. Two dudes that had beef for the longest, bro.
Yeah, no. The beef wasn't between Cole and Drake.
Bro,
But
he don't have a beef. He don't have that hate in his heart
Nah, he don't.
like
He
Tupac
don't.
had for Biggie.
Yeah,
Or
no.
vice. How could you tell him to have that rap crazy beef?
Man, when you're on the fence, you might get shot in the leg, bro. You all right? You want to make songs with your man? You think that's cute? You want to be the
Spider-Man?
light skinned duo? You want to be the light skinned duo? You think that's cute? All right, okay. You want to talk about who's the greatest, and now it's just me and Drake, and it's not the big three, and we the lead. All right, that's cute. That's cute. Until the boogeyman come out to play. Now it's not so fun no more. You know? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, once again, I ain't trying to say this to like say J. Cole ain't him. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this album. For weeks, I had planned. We never got around to it, but I had a whole topic on what the hell's going on with J. Cole, because I really felt like this situation. And that was another thing. Before this song, the last song we heard from J. Cole was Poor Antonio. Bro, stop the what ifs, bro. Like, if I did it, I wouldn't have lost. I would have lost 2 friends. Bro, shut up.
Okay.
I don't want to. That's crazy, bro.
What ifs?
Come on, bro. Jiggy, bro. You from New York. How many times you heard a nigga, bro, if I did this and I got my...
I ain't
No,
tryna
bro, you
hear
got
that. I ain't
you got
tryna
your
hear
ass
that.
whooped, bro.
Yeah, I'm not
you got
tryna
beat.
hear that.
You got beat, bro. Stop it. Or you ran, bro. You ran. Like, nah, you don't understand. I had on my heavy Timbs today. Like, bro, come on, bro.
You know what, bro? Listening to your perspective, I mean, I get it. You know, I don't argue the point. You get what I'm saying? I just appreciate his artwork, and I feel like right now with the we don't have a lot of that going on.
Nah.
And when somebody is putting their all into work and they're doing some of those great, I'm like, listen, I know. Like, just calm down. Let's just get this artwork because we don't have a lot of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought.
No, and I'm the same way, bro. I do think it's corny that like, man, the super stands, bro. Like, cause I'm a Kendrick guy.
Yeah.
But I like to think I'm pretty fair. Like, I don't think I said nothing crazy about Cole just now.
No.
Right? I don't like the online, and this I think this is corny where it's like, oh, we're just not gonna listen to this guy or this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't gotta do all that. Like, that's lame. At the end of the day, bro, if you're a fan of hip hop, you just want to hear good music. You want to hear good raps. You want to hear, because like you said, we don't get a lot of this, bro. This generation, dog, they gotta like, bro. I will never forget one of my young bulls was like, who's a better rapper, Uzi or DaBaby? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, to be honest with you, neither one of them's act nice, bro. Like, the bar, I mean, technically, I guess it would be DaBaby.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's a long way from who's better, Lil Uzi, who's a better, like, quote unquote rapper. Not even like the artist. They ask me, like, they're trying to ask me who's more lyrical. And I'm like, what happened to Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas?
Yeah, like, why are you asking me
why are
this?
you asking me? Like, none one of them is really that great. Uzi's just a more fun, melodic, and DaBaby's probably just more traditional. But I would not look at DaBaby like if someone had never heard rap.
So what's
before,
the question then? Like that you because I think that's a great point you said though. Like, what would be the question if they're not who's a better lyricist or who's a better rapper? Who's a better what?
right. Like, who do you like better?
Think about like I want you to answer this. Like, what would they be considered? Like, you look at the rappers now. Cause you know, bro, before you be like, Nas, Jay-Z, it comes down to who's a better lyricist.
Yeah.
At that point.
Right.
If you look at these artists now, who's better at what?
But, it's hard, bro. Man, listen, I have so much music talk, so I don't want to hit like tips like hip hop us out because I even want to talk about how Tory walked back a old clip where he was talking about how he was talking to Jay-Z during an interview, and he basically called Scarface whack because he only had one flow. And Jay-Z was like, "Do you hear what he's saying in that flow? It don't matter what. It don't matter how he's saying it, what he's saying. It's always gonna be." And he has more than one flow. And I like that journalists kind of walk back. Because listen, as a hip hop nerd, I want to talk to you bad pat niggas, bro. I do want to talk to you bad pat niggas. Not today, but we're going to have a talk about how y'all disrespect a lot of dope MCs. Like, you ever heard like niggas try to say Tupac can't rap?
Wow.
Like, it's like, and mind you, when they say that, it's like it's always just like, because Tupac's not a punchline rapper, it's like he's not quote unquote lyrical. It's like, bro, all right, we gonna talk. That's gonna be a topic for another day. But and as a funny thing to closing, bro, my uncle's hilarious, bro. He sent me an IG message of a blind dude rap. It's this white dude. He was blind.
Blind Fury?
Yes. He's like, bro, I was crying laughing because I did not know if this was meant to be taken serious or if this was a parody.
106, he's nice.
Bro, this dude during the rap was like, I don't drink vodka because it make me burp. I said, there's no way. Who said this? I said, this is like a mistreatment of someone who might be handicapped. Like, did they put this in Braille or did they read it? You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm walking on the ground, stopping like 100 elephants. I said, no, hey, yo.
He wouldn't know.
I said, who's he battling? Is he on URL? I'm trying to figure it out, bro. I had no clue who this was. I was like, bro, I was crying. I was like, no, he was like, oh, he sent me that being serious.
So who's better, him or Super Hot Fire?
Damn, man, you know, Super Hot Fire, bro. See, I'm sweating already thinking about Super Hot Fire.
My boy said, I shoot the shot, I miss. Psych, I make it.
Bro, Super Hot Fire, man. One of the first viral sensations. Listen, let's not get too far off track, man. Let's not get too far off track. Yeah, speaking of Super Hot Fire, man, it was a hot weekend of sports. I am sweating. Oh my God. This is too funny. It was a hot weekend of sports. UM fans, my condolences, but y'all have nothing to be ashamed of. Not a thing. Y'all played your hearts out. Y'all were balling going into this thing, and y'all stayed balling. You just came up against a better coach. Bro, did you watch the game?
No.
Oh, my God. Okay.
It was too busy hearing the drones flying over my house and hearing doom, doom. You know, they brought the president in play, so that was probably tough.
You had the drones flying over your crib, bro?
Had the drones over my crib, bro. I seen it. I was like, yo. And you know, man, I'm like, damn, I gotta, come on, man. But you know what? I thought they was gonna win, though. I truly thought they was gonna. I thought they were gonna pull it because they kept winning They kept winning games that they weren't supposed to win.
A lot of close games.
So
as a 10 seed,
it's the final game. I thought they was gonna do it at home.
Thought we were gonna pull it off too. You know what? Tell y'all a story. Let your favorite Seminole tell y'all a story about the Hurricanes.
Tell us a story about the Hurricanes,
man.
Bro.
The Hurricanes were a storied college. Late 80s, 90s, 2000s, you know, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, you know the rest. Yeah. My boy, Mr. BTA himself. Michael Irvin. Like I said, a lot of names today. But they got the death penalty in, I think that was 2009 or 2010, where they couldn't recruit and actually sign players back when, remember when scholarships were a thing? I've not heard of scholarship since the NIL came into play. It used to be, this player had a full ride to school. Nah, it's no more scholarship. It's this nigga got $10 million to play sports and not go to class.
Bro, I had a dream the other day that I went back in time to play college ball now. Went back and I was like at least 22. I can get an NIL deal. Bro, I was just thinking, I was like, they so lucky now.
They are so blessed, bro. So blessed. Hey. But the sacrifices, bro. So you crawled so they can walk. Mm-hmm. So couldn't recruit for about 10 years, right? Yeah. Ban got lifted. Still not, the program was still kind of in shambles for some years. Got this new coach about 3 years. Has it been 3 years? 2 or 3 years? Turned the thing around. What I liked about this team, bro, they look like Miami for real. Like all the kids that's from the crib.
Yeah.
In the Dade, Broward, Palm Beach areas, like the old school, that's roped off. They're coming to you. Malachi Tony, star. This kid reclassified. He turned 18 during the season. He was a 17-year-old kid. He's supposed to be a senior in high school.
That's crazy.
And is out there playing with, at this year, 6-year seniors. Damn near. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And balling. He had a hell of a game. The game itself, that coach from Indiana gave us some of the greatest memes, bro. I'm going to send it to you. This dude just looking the whole game like this. Someone said, and it reminded me of the story you told me about the Uber guy that messed up your order. Yeah. I'm gonna send you the meme and show you his face, and I was like, that's how Jiggy was looking for that Uber guy like this.
Yeah, like
where's he coming from? All right, make sure that's the right order. All right, but bro, I mean, some of the ballsiest calls, bro. Yeah. He 4th and 5 quarterback draws, special teams got to be examined. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about being in Miami. Sometimes you always got to just wonder. Some of the special teams players, y'all out partying? It was a little bit lit in the city. Seen a few celebrities this week. Saw Rich the Kid. Saw Trick Daddy. I don't know if y'all outside. Not gonna cast any aspersions on anybody. Just wondering. Because how you missed that block and you end up losing the game because they blocked the punt.
I seen that.
Got a touchdown. Y'all missed a field goal. Was the kicker having a little bit too much fun in Coral Gables? You don't know. Don't know. I'm going to say they were. But y'all have nothing to be ashamed of. That was a hell of a game. I mean, I'm going to remember this game for a lifetime.
They brought your enjoyment back to the crib?
Man, bro, let me tell you something. If they had won, I would have had to buy 2 people large plates of oxtail. Saved me some bread, Indiana. I was cheering for the U. I would have paid for it. I would have paid because I said I was looking at them like, you know.
Listen, I just wanna say, you know, thank you to the U. My boy over here has been suffering all season because of the Dolphins.
And the Seminoles.
And the Seminoles. And, you know, he didn't want to give you guys credit at first because he felt like you guys weren't worthy.
Check out episode 2.
And then the people from where we're at right now, you guys showed him. So thank you. You gave him some life because he needed it because the Dolphins
were horrible. But we got new coaches and we got a new gym. Hope. New start, fresh start.
Sound like the Knicks in 2003.
Listen.
Sorry about that, bro.
Listen, y'all were going to get LeBron James for about 6 years.
I heard them say it. They still might trade for. I said, don't ever do it in your life.
Don't even bring it up. Listen,
don't bring that.
Listen, LeBron wore a Yankee hat one time and took a rock picture with Jay-Z, and suddenly LeBron's going to be in New York. He went to the record one time, didn't even suit up.
He said he was going to come, though. He said he was going to come to the Knicks. If everything
hey, listen, one episode we got to have to talk about all the lies LeBron has said.
Yo, my gosh.
The lies that LeBron has said throughout his career. But listen, I mean, I'll say the U is back. I think they're going to be a contender for a national championship. I mean, at least for the next foreseeable future, 4 or 5 years, whatever you want to call it. Florida State, get your act together. Stop getting second down, like hand-me-down transfer portals. Recruit. It's Florida. Like, it's Florida.
Yeah, Florida's the home.
Like, if it's, listen, these states, if you're a coach and you're at a high major school, a D1 school, if you're in Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, it's not a southern state, but I'll even throw Cali in there. Cali's another big football state. Yeah. If you're in that state, if you're in those states and you're at, you know, a USC, an Ole Miss, Mississippi State, if you're at LSU, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if you're at Georgia, if you're at Georgia Tech, you have so much talent in your state. Go old school, drive to them high schools. This kid, Malachi Tony, bro, was playing in Heritage, reclassified to play for the U. He's 17. Now, what I love about it, bro, what's so beautiful about that is, like, you know, him making it out from Liberty City, going to school at UM, the fact that these kids can get paid, bro, take care of their loved ones and their family, I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah. Like, it's an opportunity that's like, you could even, think about the Fab Five. You can imagine the Fab Five had NIL deals? You would have seen my boy Rose with way more hair back then. He would have had the baldy. Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose would have had the body. He would have put the fresh waves on earlier.
They would have never left that first year.
Nah.
They would have never left
They wouldn't even have a beef. Like, Chris Webber wouldn't have a beef with him because he took money from the homie, the booster.
But that's the thing people don't realize, bro, is that it's not that people be jealous of that these kids are getting NIL deals now. It's the fact that they don't know what we had to do to eat and survive on campus when people coaches wasn't trying to give that money up or whatever the case is, or didn't have the funds wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? So
that ID, you swiping it.
You get what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, like I'll be like this, man. They are so lucky they can support their families because it's real. Once you hit that, you 18, you go live somewhere else, like. You still want to support your family. You still want to send money back to your brothers, your siblings, and your mom. So you're right, bro. Shout out to them, putting it on for the city, and then also doing well for their family, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to y'all. FSU, get your act together. I'm not gonna say this too much times. The louder this platform gets, I'm gonna start yelling it even more. I'm tired of this coach. I don't know if you understand where he at. I don't know if you really understand where he at. Like, bro, we've had backups from like Clemson give us some of the worst. All right, listen, we had another fun topic to wrap the podcast up. What was it? It wasn't even sports.
Yeah, we did.
We had another one.
Hold on, let me check this out, Bernie. Let me see, because we did have some.
Oh, the books.
No. Because, bro, I feel like you had a great topic, and I don't. And I feel like it was the number one thing, right? And I think you brought it up earlier. Well, you brought it up a little bit earlier, but you didn't really go into it. And it's the comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Oh, right.
I felt like, bro, that was like such a great topic when you brought that up, and of course, bro, that was your topic, and I know you're gonna have a great thought about it because you always do, but. I just wanted to, talk about that specifically because, like, it seems like I'm gonna just give a clear example: LeBron Jordan, right? And I'm just saying these examples because it's easy to understand. Like, people may, have their preference on how LeBron plays and have their preference on how Jordan plays, right? But it takes away so much from how much you can enjoy their game once you start comparing them.
Oh, that's
and then it doesn't even make sense that at a point where they play differently. But in order for somebody to look good, they gotta compare themselves.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And it comes at the cost of someone else because like usually the comparison don't even be like, well, he did this, he did that. It's like it's my guy did this, and your guy didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, like it's just a takeaway, and like you said, bro, and thief of joy just takes away the joy and the enjoyment that we have, and it also takes away the art. From art that people do, because instead of somebody just building on their creativity, then now they're trying to compete, and they may not even be doing the best of their abilities. So
exactly,
I just want to hear your thoughts about it, bro, because I feel like that was a great topic, and it happens a lot now.
No, it happens all the time. Like, look, comparison to thief is a thief of joy, even in relationships, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that people, I don't know if people even consciously do it, comparing their significant other to other people online, other couples. Other single people. You might be a man, you love your girl, happy with your girl, but you get on Instagram or TikTok and be like, man, look at this chick. She this. Oh, look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now in your mind, you're just giving yourself a comparison of like, oh, what else is out there? Or maybe even not comparing like one to one, but like giving yourself this illusion of options. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I think too, like how we're talking about with the first topic, with money being the motive, sometimes when you're comparing, you're looking like, you can have a nice car. You might have like a nice 2022 Infiniti or something.
Yeah.
But you're looking at someone with a Benz. It's like, damn, something in my mind, I don't really feel so confident about my car. And the truth of the matter is there's always, the grass is never greener, it's just different. Or there's always going to be something just a little bit different than what you currently have. I don't even like to say the word better, but just like another alternative.
Yeah.
So whether that be us comparing ourselves to people's relationships. But listen, I hate that relationship goals is like a thing on the internet. Because it's like highlights. Like, nobody misses a shot in a highlight.
Yeah.
When you're seeing these people online, that's not their real life. You don't know if they had an argument 20 minutes before they opened that camera.
Yeah.
You just get what people present. So my thing with comparison, just being conscious of like, try not to compare. I know it's easy to compare. In comparison, it doesn't always come one to one, but it can even just be looking at something and saying like, "Oh, I wish I had that." You know what I mean? That was my thought piece for today.
Another thing I wanted to bring up about that is that, I think a lot of kids do it, even probably us as when we were younger, but kind of trained to do it, and it's to compare our parents to a false version of what a parent is.
That's a good one.
And I feel like, a lot, we put our parents in a place like a Santa Claus or a Tooth Fairy where they can't move out of the room of making a mistake, right? And as we grow up, the less that we receive from our parents, or something that we think we should have received, instead of being able to eat and being able to sleep and being healthy and not being taken advantage of, we don't appreciate it because we're comparing them to the on-screen family.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I think
Huxtables.
The Huxtables, and I think it's very unfair to parents now, parents before, the perception that the media portrays, where it takes away from what we're really doing in the societies is trying to push forward, and parents being parents, and us kids not realizing it. And the only thing they can do sometimes for us is, here's a phone, or here, watch TV. And the thing that this TV or this phone is telling us to do is compare our parents.
Right.
And now I'm looking, Ma, how come I get this? And I just wanted to bring that up. I don't want to specifically go deep into it, but I definitely wanted the viewers out there, if you listen to this part, is to really take a deep look at yourself and try to, take away from, comparing your parents, to things that it's not true, it's not fair, and they do that to sell you. So, I just wanted to say that, bro.
No, and even to capitalize on your point, from my perspective, you made me think, like, part of getting older and becoming an adult is realizing, like, dang, my mom or dad was only this age when that happened. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? It brings life full circle, because it's like, you look yourself at like 26, it's like, damn, my mom had me when she was how old?
Yeah.
Or my dad might have been how old when he had me? And you just understand, like, your parents were just humans too. There are people just like you and me who had flaws and had to work things out. You don't know what their bank account looked like at the time. You don't know what their job was going through at the time. So the human experience is so real, bro. And man, I even feel like, you bring up parents, I feel bad for some of the parents who outlived their kids. And shout out to the people who might have even lost their parents. I've had some people lose their parents through the pandemic, and it's not easy. I've had some friends lose parents recently in the last 2 years, and it's not something you should take for granted. Some parents may be a little bit more well put together. Some you might have to learn to love through some of the tougher times, but you only get one pair. Try to enjoy them out of here. And we thank y'all for being with us, enjoying us while we're here. This is a great, bro. Jiggy, thank you so much for being here with me, man. You guys don't know the traffic we fight to get here.
Word. That traffic
Undisclosed
crazy.
Locations. But it's not too far from where the water is.
Facts.
In that damn 95.
Location. That's why y'all
that dang 95 heading south. Oh my God.
Facts. I was just in the car like, just trying to control it.
It's like, bro, it's even worse if you got to use the bathroom in traffic. The worst. Y'all, this was a fun episode, but filled with a lot of thought-provoking things. We love to hear you guys' opinions on things. We love to connect with you guys. Please leave comments, likes. Every subscriber, like, when I tell y'all, I get like a joy out of seeing the subscriber numbers go up. Not because I'm like on an ego trip, like, oh my God, we're so great, but like, wow, we said something to make someone actually feel like they want to be a part of what we're trying to build, and we're trying to bring value back to you guys. This is not like how Karl Marx was talking about the capitalistic mindset and trying to exploit people. Like, honestly, we're here to connect with people. We set out to do something positive with this, to have fun with this, and we felt like we had something good to put into the world. So the fact that you guys are here with us, some other podcasts got good names for their communities, like Joe Budden, the Patronis, Grits and Eggs got the Cousins. We'll figure out a good name that we can call each other as a community. The Jiggies. The Jiglets. The Jiglets. They're growing one by one, baby. 135. Yo, and we appreciate y'all. Like, thank you. I hope we, I hope we did something good for y'all in this episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to it because we had a fun time this episode bringing it to you, and we're gonna catch you next week. Peace. Wait, before
we go, listen, guys. I hope you guys listen to this part of the video. We are trying to get to 200 followers on YouTube. Right now, that's our goal. We're working hard behind the scenes. We're putting our work in as far as making sure we bring up these topics.
Best content
Facts. We can. And listen, we're trying to get to 200. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
And if that friend tells a friend, tell that other friend to tell a friend.
And, yeah.
And just help
Each
us
one
get to
teach
that
one.
point. You know what I mean? Each one teach one.
That's it.
That's all I gotta say. Thank you, guys.
Oh yeah, no, thank you guys. Hey, listen. Don't let us down out there. We believe in y'all.
200. That's what we're trying to get to.
That's it.
Subscribe, like, comment. 200.
That's it. Run up them likes. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.